And probably the most famous view in Tallinn, where you can see the whole old city. A lot of Lenin statues, one after another. But the interesting part, you got a coffin right near it. So yeah. And a small part of Tallinn has a little district with a whole bunch of wood houses from back in the day. A little bit of Icelandic vibe here. Bits and pieces what's left of our trip in Tallinn, because in a few hours we're heading south towards Riga. What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new episode, this time from beautiful Tallinn, Estonia, and starting the day off at Alexander Nevsky Cathedral here in the background. Today and tomorrow we're going to do just a city tour of what the best things are to do here in Tallinn. So stay tuned for more footage from Tallinn. And a better view of the cathedral. Tallinn is actually, quite nice, and you would not tell by walking the streets that it was an ex-Soviet city. Very, very clean, very, very well put together. Quite a few medieval stuff, towers, fortresses, and so on. So yeah, just stay tuned. We're gonna show you guys more of what the city has to offer. And although this is the Hungarian flag here, the views of the cathedral from this spot, they're quite tremendous. And probably the most famous view in Tallinn, where you can see the whole old city. So yeah, if you just go in the old city and follow pretty much the little hills, the brick roads towards the hill, you'll get to this viewing point where you can see the cathedrals, some of the fortifications. Yeah, purely stunning. And the new part of the city as well. And Tallinn is a port for a lot of cruises. When they go to Helsinki, they make a little stop in the old city, and the old city is extremely close. Our hotel is somewhere right there. I believe it's actually down right there, the gray one in the middle. But yeah, super nice, well organized, and as you can tell, it's expanding. This is actually, I think, the third size comparable when it comes to the Baltic states, Riga and Vilnius being way over Tallinn, metro city wise, that is. And all throughout Tallinn, all throughout the year, you'll find a lot of Christmas decorations. It's being said that the first Christmas tree was erected here in Tallinn hundreds of years ago. Not sure exactly when, if that's a myth or not, but yeah. Globes, snowmans, and gingerbread houses all throughout. Another attraction here in Tallinn is the Dome Church, which supposedly has outstanding views, and that's what we're gonna do and find out if that is the case. Hopefully we can get good views of the cathedral on the right side, the Russian cathedral. So yeah, let's go in. And the views from the tower, simply outstanding, overlooking the cathedral. Check this out, the light not in the perfect angle, but still quite phenomenal. And a quick glance inside the Dome Church. There's someone playing some really bad music, but there's nothing I can do about it. And just by the harbor, supposedly you have an amphitheater that was built for the Moscow 1980s Olympics. Really not sure exactly what role Tallinn played back then, but yeah, this is one of the attractions here in the city. And in the back you get the modern part of Tallinn, so a little bit of contrast between old communist concrete and new Estonian contemporary architecture. And I'm not sure exactly where or how they say this is an amphitheater, because I have not seen anything similar to an amphitheater. But you can see some cruise ships and some ships that go to Helsinki, which is straight that way. Most likely this was an amphitheater inside, and somewhere there was the entrance, because yeah, this is definitely not an outdoor amphitheater. And what it seems like the city gates towards the old town of Tallinn look really nice. Check this out. In certain parts there are no cars allowed, but in others you can actually go in. Another beautiful panorama point here in Tallinn. So if you climb the city walls, you get another outstanding views, a little bit similar to the previous one that we have seen, but this one you can see the towers and a couple of churches. And a small part of Tallinn has a little district with a whole bunch of wood houses from back in the day. A little bit of Icelandic vibe here. So yeah, you can definitely say this is the other part of Tallinn that you typically don't see in photos when you Google it. You know, for a former communist country, you don't see many communist relics. There are a few monuments here and there. Hopefully we'll make it tomorrow and I'll include it in the video, but yeah, besides that, you know, the downtown and the whole city itself looks you know, more Nordic, more Scandinavian than anything. And also, if you do make it to Tallinn, you gotta make it to the creative city, what it's called. So it's pretty much just a region where there are a whole bunch of graffitis, paintings, you know, stuff that enhances the beauty of the town. So yeah, let's go and see what photos we can take. Not sure exactly how vast this is, but we've seen quite a few buildings here. Some of them transformed into bars, some ping pong tables, you know, decorated as well. Yeah, very colorful. More of the art here in Tallinn, check this out. But also on the other side, and it looks like a little squirrel or something. But yeah, a whole bunch of posters, a whole bunch of funky buildings all throughout. Check this building out. One side you get, we've seen a little bit, but this is the part that attracted me. The colorful, looks like wrestling between a human and a tricyclop, whatever that is. But yeah, quite nice. I'm gonna take a photo or two here and then gonna see on the other side. And the other side, it looks like something cosmic with a whole bunch of buildings from Tallinn taking off into outer space. Okay, so here's an interesting one. What does this mean? Are angels pigs, or when pigs fly? But the interesting part, you got a coffin right near it. So yeah, so creative city, just Google it if you do come to Tallinn. Really not sure what this thing is. It just has a mirror. That's pretty much it. And one thing you don't expect to see in the middle of the city, a greenhouse that has tomatoes. and some peppers. But again, yeah, if you're a hipster, you gotta have a greenhouse and grow your own tomatoes. But yeah, beautiful city overall, quite diverse, and more ping pong tables. And a quick glance at Freedom Square here in Tallinn. A lot of skateboarders. So although we have seen quite a few wood houses on the western side of the city, the eastern part actually has better looking houses in my opinion. Check that out. And the design is quite nice. So yeah, definitely head over towards the bus station on the eastern part of Tallinn if you want to see some cool houses. Well, this one is not completely entirely made out of wood, but way better, way more better organized and refurbished than on the western part. The further you go, you can see that quite a bit of this neighborhood looks like something you will see, I don't know, eastern part of the United States. A little bit of Icelandic influenced. So yeah, like a colonial part. Definitely something I was not expecting out of Tallinn. Check this out. Beautiful park here. Cathedrals Art Museum. Check out the beautiful garden they have here. The building itself is quite colorful, but the surrounding extraordinary. They have a Japanese garden here as well on the other side. We're heading over right now towards some communist relics. They have some statues and so on, but yeah, this part, you know, heading towards the promenade on the eastern part of the city is quite phenomenal. Yeah, the contrast with the dark skies with a little bit of blues. Yes, we did get rain on quite a bit. The clothes are drying up at the hotel, at the lockers. But yeah, this is bits and pieces what's left of our trip in Tallinn, because in a few hours we're heading south towards Riga. So yeah, stay tuned for a few more bits and pieces of Estonia, and then heading over towards Riga in Latvia. And here they are, a lot of Lenin statues, one after another. And who's this guy? A lot of people categorize Hitler as the most demonized person in the world, but man, you know, if you look at the statistics, Stalin killed a whole bunch more people than pretty much anyone in the world. And officially at the monument itself, a little obelisk right there, and a whole bunch of concrete, of course. And the famous scooters that invaded our worlds in the last 2-3 years. Not sure exactly what this should resemble. It looks like a tree, or who knows, an alien. Yeah, most likely it's an alien. They also seem to have some pretty big black walls here commemorating, probably with names, probably with quotes, the communist period. Not sure exactly if commemoration is the right word, but you know what I'm trying to say. And a few glimpses of the modern part of Tallinn. Heading over to the hotel to pick up the stuff, and then heading over to the bus station. and putting an end to this episode. Thanks once again for tuning in. If you have made it so far into the episode, definitely give it a like, share, subscribe, whatever you think the video deserves. And until next time, we'll see you from Riga. Gratitude should be the only attitude. Stay humble, and I'll see you then. Peace out.